Welcome back to Reaching Freedom. I'm Mitch, and today I'm going to be talking about my solo stove. And a disclaimer before we go is I purchased this solo stove on my own, and just going to talk about the grill itself. First, a little bit about the stove itself. Solo stove, it is a stainless steel grill. And the reason why I was looking at it is because it matches the color. It matches the Airstream trailer. So this is what I purchased to actually cook the food while we're traveling. And one of the things about the stove itself, it weighs about 38 pounds. And for someone who's going to campgrounds and having a family member, husband, wife, 1 or 2, 3 kids, and actually cooking out for a weekend, this would be perfect for that. Perfect situation, use case for that. For 2 people traveling, this is considered portable, but again, 38 pounds for someone in our age group or older who are looking for a portable stove. They may want something that's a little bit lighter than the 38 pounds to move around. And in our case, also traveling with the Airstream trailer, we don't have that much space. So it's something that takes up space inside the back of your truck is something that you may not like either. But this is a stove we have. We haven't really packed up our back of our truck to take up all the space. But this is what we have, 38 pounds. And this is the stove that we have, solo stove. And it comes with grill. Now this grill right here, this is a grill that is about half the weight of this grill. It is, tried to find out what the weight is. I have to measure it or weigh it myself, but this is about 15 pounds. It's about 15 pounds of weight. This weighs about 15 pounds. And yeah, it is sturdy, triple gauge steel that this is made out of. And it is a sturdy item. When this thing comes to you, it comes with just like this, without any issues. And the only items that you get is you have this to hook up the gas, and you have this to catch the grease. And the handle for this comes separate, and it has 2 screws that you actually have to screw in to actually get the handle to stay there. But that's all that is. 38 pound grill. Let me put this in the back. A drip container that I'll use. Now, making sure this is seated properly. And then to use this thing, it has a connector in for the gas. The Airstream, on the front of the Airstream, I know we have the 2 30-pound gas propane tanks, and there is a connector on the front of the trailer near those tanks where I can run a tube and have a modified connection so that I can tie into this. And that's something that I may want to do in the future. But for right now, for the demonstration, what I'm using is these 1-pound containers. And I tell you, carrying around these 1-pound containers, it's a waste because once you run out of these things, most people just throw them away. But these are 1-pound containers, and they can be refilled, but I would much rather use the 30-pound containers that comes on the Airstream to actually take care of to this stove. Now I'm going to be cooking some steaks. And steaks that I purchased. Where did you buy those steaks from? At the commissary? On commissary, pretty good steaks. And I remember the steaks were like $13, $12 for one steak. Like, come on now. But the best meat is go to a butcher, get you some steak if you can. But otherwise, it's hard to find good steaks at a good price. But what do you consider that expensive?
Of course.
Yeah, food these days are really expensive. But I'm going to go ahead and put one of these gas containers on to get the stove going. Just connect back here. Are you able to see this closely? And come in close to just seeing this. If you're able to see that closely. Yeah, this screws on that you also screw on. Now, this little attachment comes with the solo stove as part of the attachment. And again, this is a 1-pound container. I'd rather have like a 10-pound container where I have more propane, or connected to my Airstream gas container. So you can screw this on, and I like to have this sitting so that it actually is supported somewhat by the table, as this is. Now, and that's all it takes to have the setup. Now, I already prepared my steak. Now I'm going to have steak and eggs this morning, and some potatoes with onions and peppers. And I already prepared the food. I'm just going to go get the food, and I'll be back with you while I'm cooking. I got a great set of cooking utensils that I bought from Costco, and they're Blackstone. They're not Solo. Couldn't pass up the deal when I saw them, so I knew I was getting the Solo stove, so I have a lot of things from Blackstone. So you may see Blackstone on this table, but it's not from Solo. So the first, when you turn on the stove, it only takes, they say a good 7 minutes for it to get hot and sear. So it's turned on, the gas is ready to go. So I'm going to turn it on to medium. Let's see if the heat is coming out. That should be working right there. Yep. Oh yeah, it's starting to get hot. Unfortunately, what I have experienced with this stove is, as I have been cooking with it, is there are parts of it that are hotter in areas than the other. It's getting hot around the edges because that's where the heat is going out of. The fire is underneath and the heat goes out of it. So yeah, it's getting hot. You're laughing at me. Yeah, it's getting hot really quickly. And it's supposed to take 7 minutes to get hot. And I'm gonna turn it on high, see how that goes. Oh, I can feel the heat. Ooh, yeah, it's getting hot. I'm gonna let it go for about 5 minutes, then put the grease on it and start to go. Now, it's generally recommended that you use high heat oil, like a grapeseed oil or avocado oil. And that's what I'm using to actually start cooking my steaks. And it's been a good 7 minutes. And like I said before, this is not Solo cookware. This is Steelfire. That's what you're gonna see. And I did have a great chance this morning before we left the house to actually season my steaks. And we got those seasoned. I'm gonna cook those up here where the heat really goes. And then I also have some potatoes and onions and peppers that I've prepared that we're gonna eat with this. Put down the potatoes right here, and I'll let those cook for a while. Now I need to get the cover that I have for this. So I'm cooking the potatoes. I'm going to kind of change this around just a bit, have the potatoes on one side and the meat on the other side. That's already beginning to sear pretty good. Get potatoes already starting to cook really good. And this is a Solo stove little cover to help cook the food. I did purchase this when I purchased my stove. And I'm gonna put the potatoes under there. And I also have some onions and bell peppers, and I'll put those on in a second. But let me check that and see how good that sear is. Oh, that's good. I'll cut that out. What I'm opting to do here is cook everything on one stove. Of course, you got to have seasoning for that. And the seasoning that I do have, I have some Kinder's butter, garlic, and herb. Season that up just a little bit. And I also want to add in a little of Morton's Nature Season. Oh, that's cooking pretty good already. Look at that. Now, what I did to make sure that these potatoes cook quickly is I cut them into little small pieces. And this is actually just one large baking potato that I actually cut into small pieces. Oh, that smells good. Smell it. You smell it?
That's good. Yeah, I'm hungry.
Yes.
Is the lid used as a cover for cooking?
You can use the lid as a cover for cooking, but I like using this thing because this allows everything to.
Okay.
But that's a good sear. Look at that steak. That's a good sear. Can't put it down when I have this on there. Now, the bad part about how I have this sitting is I have the table sitting at an angle to where it's not going to drip back like that. So I have to turn this around at the end, just when I clean it, just to make sure. Do you want your steak medium well, or do you want it well? You like to cook it well? Kind of messing up some of the flavor.
Well, that's fine.
And you know, this was a ribeye steak too. Yeah, pretty good work ribeye steak. But look at that. Wow. You want eggs also? I bought some eggs too.
Sure.
Okay. I gotta clean it off just a little bit before I cook the eggs.
Smells good. Looking good.
I'm hungry, really hungry.
Tastes good.
And one thing I like about onions, the yellow onions, is how sweet they become when you cook them. And that's what's happening with these onions here. And that buttery garlic herb seasoning that I use is just outstanding.
Actually, those steaks are pretty large.
Yeah, they are.
I'm not used to getting them that long.
I brought a dish so that we can take the steaks back, whatever you don't eat. Because I know how you are.
Oh, it smells so good.
Right now, that's about a medium well steak. If you look at how that looks.
I would say so.
Yeah, it's about a medium well.
I'll test it out for you. Oh, I guess not.
It's not that hot. Not super hot. That's why you grab it with the tip of your finger.
Oh,
How does it taste?
delicious.
Yeah. Wow, this is good. That's what the potato look like. So are you ready I think the steaks are ready to come off.
I think so.
Yeah, the steaks are ready to come off. Wow.
Yeah, we gotta take some of that back.
Yeah.
Closer.
This one is cooked the same, almost well done, but still has a good amount of pink in the middle. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, this one is a little bit thicker. Let this one stay
I'll
up
take
here.
that and test it out.
I know you would. Pretty good. Look at that sear.
Looks good, smells good.
Yeah.
And how long did it take you to approximately? How long does it take them?
Good. 4 minutes on one side and 4 minutes on the other side. And since I didn't bring my actual, you know what? I'm gonna take and cut the steak with this because I just a little bit.
So you cook it 4 minutes on each side on high,
It's not on high. It's on
medium.
high.
So I guess you can share one steak.
Yeah, this is.
And then-
Okay. And make sure these are done. Yep.
You're gonna have to take some of that back as well.
Yeah.
We're gonna have room for the egg.
Yeah.
You put the eggs on there.
Yep. I have to clean it before I put the eggs on there. Okay. Now, what I would ask you to do for right now, until I clean this off, is turn the camera off. Yeah. One of the good things about a solo grill is scraping the hard particles off first. And as you can see, I turn this down to low, and there's a drip pan at the bottom, and I just scrape it off and allow it to go into the drip pan using water.
So that's fairly easy.
Really easy to go through. Look at that.
Yes, it comes right up.
All of it just comes right up.
Better when you clean it while it's hot.
Yeah, you have to, it's suggested that you clean it while it's hot. And the only thing about this that I wish they had a bigger drip pan. Okay, now you can turn it off. Now that I've had a chance to clean it, I'm going to try to cook some eggs right quick. And again, Steelfire. These are what I'm using to cook the eggs in to start them out with. Got 2 eggs, actually 3 eggs. I'm going to cook 1 each inside of these containers, see how this works. And then the final egg is cooked on the grill. It's too low. Got this one too low to the bottom. And we put a little seasoning on. As you can see, eggs cook really quickly. And those were not from Solo Grill. Those were also the Blackstone help cook the egg. The eggs are sticking. What did I do? And I think I didn't put too much, didn't put enough grease down for the eggs. So that's still.
They're still edible.
Yeah. This is towards the bottom, so that wasn't too bad. But flip, and I guess I'm cooking these over hard. You like running eggs, and you don't, huh? I got this on low, as you know. So, but turn the heat down. I have it on high. I had turned it up to high. But the eggs are done also. So I ended up getting eggs, steak, and potatoes with onions and peppers. That's what I cooked on the stove. It cooked pretty well, pretty good steak. I like the stove. I like how quickly you're able to clean it up with water. You just pour the water on there. All of baked on just comes right up with the water. And I use a paper towel underneath one of the spatulas to wipe everything away. And it's pretty clean, but I can use barkeeper's oil to actually clean the rest of that up once I get home to make it cleaner. The only thing that is different about this Solo stove is how long this thing got hot. It got really hot. So in order for me to tear it down and head back to the house, I'm going to have to wait until this cools down. And it takes a while for this to cool down. And that's it. So what do you think about the stove?
I think it cooks the food really well and thoroughly, depending on the heat. I know with the eggs, you have to turn it down a little bit more so that it won't overcook or burn or anything like that. But
and the heat too high.
Yeah, but for the most part, the food came out really tasty and it didn't take long for you to cook it. So yeah, pretty good. Yes.
Okay. Something that I like, but who is this stove for? Who is the Solo stove for? Is it for couples like us? Yes, if you have the space. It is 22 inches. It's a great stove. It works really well. But if you're looking for something that's lighter and more portable, this may not be a good use for you. If you're going somewhere, you're going to stay somewhere for a while and you want something great to cook on, this is great. But if you're frequently moving, it may become too much of a hassle to keep moving this thing out at different campsites. Every time you get, it's an exercise to pick it up and move and get it to a place where you're okay. That's one thing to take into consideration. Anything else you want to say about the stove before we close out here?
No, I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to say.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I can't wait to eat my food. So it's a pretty good stove. Good use cases to use it.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.
This has been Mitch and Pat with Reaching Freedom, and we'll see you next time. Out.